Hi everyone, I've got my notebook in hand, so you know what that means, talking point video. I will be mostly reading from this just so I stay on topic and don't muck up what I'm trying to say. I wrote everything down beforehand, but only had so many pages left in here, so there are parts that are kind of scrunched up together, so I'm trying to get through it without messing up, and I will go ahead and get started. Hello once again everyone, I hope you're all doing well and having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me here for another video. Or if this is your first time checking out my channel, then welcome. It's so nice to have you stop by. My name is Rachel, and there are multiple things that I share on this channel, ranging from showing my antiques to sharing some of my artwork, singing little songs here and there, and other random things from time to time. But the main reason for this channel has always been sharing parts of my healing journey, like my writing, with others to hopefully help as many people as I can who have been through or are currently in similar situations. As a part of that, I have been doing these, what I like to call talking point videos, just because they are points I felt it was important to talk about. In today's video, I would like to talk with you a bit about how society teaches men from early in childhood to view, think of, and treat women, and why. I can't say enough how important this talk really is. Not just because of how it affects everyone, but also because of the fact that we have become so used to these things that we are sadly blind to them. It has gone on for so long and happened publicly as well, getting progressively worse through media and entertainment, not all, but lots, happening openly in front of us. But because of how used to it we have become over all these years, we can't even see it, and it's often viewed as normal, and anyone calling it out as wrong. Now, let me be clear, it's nothing new really. Throughout history, women have often found themselves being treated lesser or as second-class citizens. I don't mean strength-wise or anything like that, and this isn't the debate about can a woman do any job a man can do, but about how men are often taught to treat women as though they are stupid, inferior, or a nag or nuisance for simply being themselves and trying to exist outside of someone else's control. Even a lot of the movies and TV shows like to portray it that way and call it comedy, making jokes about women and how men have to put up with them seem like just a normal part of life and the never-ending struggle of mankind. But while it's not funny, or shouldn't be seen as funny, we are all so brainwashed to see things in that light that we don't even question it, much less see the truth of things concerning it. Sadly, from childhood though, men are conditioned to view women a certain way, and women, even more sadly, are taught that is just how things are supposed to be. And a lot of the time that they are in fact all of those things or worse. Men are taught to hate women, or at least to treat them hatefully. It is very much a bully mentality, and yet we are not only just supposed to take it and accept it as life, but to think that way about ourselves as well. Everything that I have been learning has opened my eyes and has made it so much easier to see these things for what they are. But before that, I wasn't able to recognize it and was sadly as blind to it as so many others seem to be. I know I'm not the only one, but for whatever reason, it's not really talked about. And in fact, if you even try, you're shamed for noticing. It's simply allowed to continue and to get worse, even, all while those who do see it and call it out are given hate for doing so and bullied into silence, made to feel like they are doing something wrong by seeing the truth of it. Men, as boys, are taught to objectify women and girls, taught to view them more as property and through a very critical lens that says, if you have needs or wants outside of a certain socially acceptable list, you are a nuisance or problem and need to be dealt with in a way that corrects your undesirable behavior and teaches you to stay inside your box. Wanting and expecting a woman to be perfect and follow orders, to look beautiful, cook well, keep everything spotless, care for the children by herself so that men don't have to be responsible for anything but maybe working, and sometimes not even that. And still, the woman is supposed to be ready and willing to fulfill all the man's desires at the drop of a hat without question. And if she can't or won't, it's all her fault. She's defective or broken, and he has no problem with cheating or replacing and blaming her for everything. And as a double-sided coin of shame, women are objectified and made to feel like they have to be sexy, look and act a certain way, and to always be available or give into what a man wants if he shows interest in them, or else he will make them feel wrong, unloved, and unlovable, like they are too much and not worth his time. This isn't all men, or should I say, real men. That's not how they would treat a woman. I'm not calling out saying no man is any good. I'm talking about the way that a lot of men treat women. But the problem isn't just about men and how men treat women. The problem is that this is how it is for a lot of men and women. That not many nowadays are taught how to be real men and women. Society, almost intentionally it seems, generation after generation, simultaneously causes children to grow up too fast in all the wrong ways, yet never actually shows them how to truly become well-rounded, self-thinking, self-controlled, fully autonomous, healthy, mature, morally sound, self-loving, kind, thoughtful, self-aware, respectful humans. This isn't good for anyone and needs to be addressed. There are so many reasons that it's wrong the way that kids are subjected to adult situations over and over again, and it's normalized as though it's okay on one hand. And then on the other hand, even as young adults, they're made to feel like it's okay to just act like children and childish, and not that they're just acting that way, but they're never taught how to grow up. Not in school, not through home life, because so many of parents nowadays don't know how to be a real adult themselves. And the way that men view women, the way that women view themselves, and the way that everything comes together is broken. And if nobody is willing to recognize it, much less to try and fix it, it's only going to get worse. And again, I want to be clear, I'm not saying this is how life is for everybody. Thankfully, there are people out there who were able to grow up in the right circumstances and with the right understanding of things. And my hope is that more and more people can start to wake up to how wrong it is, the way that things are in a lot of situations, and want things to be better for themselves, so that both inwardly and then outwardly they can work on the things that they need to in their own personal lives for things to begin to get better. But as much as it has to start within for each of us, as it becomes an outward thing, it will, just like right now, all of the stuff I just talked about affects others. It's not just a self thing, the way that people are taught to think and look at stuff. It affects your thinking, but it also affects everybody that you interact with by the way that you interact with them. Once healing starts, once you're able to see things and grow and understand and start working on things that you need to in your own life, no matter what that is, there will start to be outer effects as well, not just in your own personal life, for your family, your children, but for others that you interact with and stuff like that. And if more and more people can start to see the truth of things, and start to see the wrong in things that we're taught are right, my hope is that more and more things can change and get better, change for the better. So that will do it for today. Thank you all for joining me. I hope this has been helpful to you in some way, and if it has, please feel free to like and subscribe, and also to share this with anyone that you know who may need to hear it. I love you all so much, and I hope to see you again next time. And remember, always make time for yourselves, because you matter too. And bye, guys.